Thanks for everybody who told me that the sound was off. I honestly wouldn't have known.
You still don't know.
Had I got, well, it looks like it's working. So it's me, Jonathan, my buddy Rod. I deleted the old video, so hopefully there's nothing of value in there. I'm sure there wasn't.
No, we don't. We don't work that way.
We don't. We never have and never will. And I also got the chat working too. So if you are watching on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever, you send us a message. I'll be able to see it now. That's awesome. There. See? T-Bomb85. Don't know who that is. Says F. Hi, T-Bomb85. F to you too. All right. Back to reviewing memes from the podcast listeners group. The older I get, the more I understand Frank Grimes' mental breakdown. Yeah.
Yeah, because Homer was, depending on your point of view, Homer can be a prick.
Yeah. I mean, just in general, the older I get, the more I understand mental breakdowns. Like, it's not even it's not even a Frank Grimes thing as much as just like I get it.
There's a point of view thing though. Like you said, as a kid you watch The Simpsons and you're watching, the kids, and as you get older you're watching the adults, and
Yeah.
it's just one of those things. You watch movies. We talked about it before you have a kid and after you have a kid. Pet Sematary is not the same movie once you have a child. You have a son who's been that age running around your house, and it's like the spark of your life thing, and you're like, oh, look how great it is. And then you watch Pet Sematary, you're like, no, turn it off.
What's funny is I actually had that exact conversation recently where we were talking about how Katie and I watched Pet Sematary before we had kids, and we thought it was a great movie. And like it was so scary. That stuff was Zelda. Remember
silly,
sister,
cool,
and then I want to play with you now, Dad.
Man. Yeah.
Now I want to play with you, Dad. That part,
Herman Munster,
so creepy and so awful and awesome. And then somebody said, "Have you watched it since you've had kids?" I was like, "Why would I watch that movie after I've had children?"
Well, there's that meme that goes around that's like, there's nothing more pleasant than the sound of a child's laughter, unless it's 2 a.m. and you don't have kids.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, what was the point of that? We're talking about Frank Grimes and his mental breakdown. Yes. The older I get, the more I understand Frank Grimes. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Travis said,
I don't know how that got to there, but
I don't know what this decided. I didn't need to use the restroom. After all, not sure what team I would be joining and didn't want to find out. It says, come join our team, apply in store or online. Why would they be having a sign like that outside on a bathroom door?
Oh, well, it's for the business, and they figure everybody going in the bathroom would see it. But yeah, no, that's bad placement.
Mm-hmm. Not really. It's perfect placement. You know where the best advertising could be and isn't? Right above the urinal.
Yeah, that's
why aren't we putting ads there?
There are some places that do that in bars and shit that have flyers and stuff up above there.
Smart.
The best is the sports bars that have a TV up
TV
there.
Right there.
Kansas City.
Right.
You have a TV right there, so when you're taking a leak, you can still watch the game.
Where was I at? I was at somewhere. I think it was in New York, maybe. Seems like a New York thing. I don't remember where it was. But oh wait, no. This was actually in Sandusky, Ohio. It was this really cool restaurant, and if you went into the restroom, there were like hot girls everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously not in real life, but on the like in posters.
Yeah.
And they all had measuring tape. And then like the closer you got to the urinal, the more they were like pointing and laughing, like that.
That's funny.
It is. It was funny.
There was a really cool bar we used to go to, one of those punk rock bars that had fun bands and shit.
Yeah.
And both bathrooms inside the men's restroom was completely collaged with like swimsuit models, like Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, and none of them were naked, but it was just the whole bathroom. Every surface on the bathroom was collaged with swimsuit photos, and then in the women's room, it was all guys in Speedos and shit. And I always thought it was kind of funny because, like I said, when you're in the women's room, everything was men, just bare chested, sexy men, with their 6-pack abs and stuff. And then in the girls, it was all or in the guys' restroom rather, it was all the girls.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just thought it was a cool,
Why were you in the women's restroom?
well, because after going in the men's restroom, I was like, there's pictures of chicks on
I
the
want to
walls.
see what's going on in the women's restroom.
Yeah, what's it like in there? And they said there's pictures of guys. I was like, no way. And so I went in there and looked.
You
Sure enough,
just went into a women's restroom.
Well, yeah.
The courage of that.
I wanted to see it. So here, I got to tell you this. I have a friend, Matt, and he lived in this really cool apartment downtown. And this is when they first put the apartments in the River Market down there, or they first redid them anyways. And it had the exposed brick wall and the big apartment that was just one big room with the kitchen and the bathroom, and you know what I mean. And they had the like day bed thing that folded up like a couch, and it was a very cool what do you call it, futon. And it was a very cool place, and very hipster kind of place. But the point is, when he was first moving in and I was over there with him and I was helping him set shit up and stuff, and we were hanging out, so in the bathroom there was this picture above the toilet, and it was this thing that was like from a Renaissance festival, and it was like a board, like just a wooden board, and the picture's on it. It's not like a frame, it's like it's lacquered into the wood, you know what I mean? This picture, and it's like a chick with a dragon and a sword and shit. It's just really silly kind of thing. And so he hung it right above the toilet, so if you're standing there taking a leak, you're staring at the picture of the chick and the dragon. So there's this other picture, and it's not very big. It's like an 8x10 photograph, and it is a white background, and it has the word bitch in black letters in every kind of font you could ever imagine, like all mashed in this square. So when you look at it, it just looks like a blob square. And then it takes you a minute to go, oh shit, that says bitch like 1,000 times, the word bitch. Every girl that was ever at that apartment, and we used to sit over that apartment and hang out and, smoke weed and all that stuff. Every girl that ever came out of that bathroom was like, I fucking hate that picture. And every guy went, what picture? Is it the one that says bitch? Because when he put it directly in front of the toilet, so if you were sitting on the toilet,
right,
in our case, taking a shit,
right,
all you do is stare at this picture that says bitch 1,000 times.
Right.
But if you're standing there taking a piss, you see a chick and a dragon. So every guy that ever went in the bathroom came back and said, I love the dragon. And all the girls went, what dragon? And every guy that went in the bathroom,
except for those of us who are sophisticated enough to pee sitting down. Act like I'm a weirdo because I do that. I'm a man, I pee standing up. Why? It's so much easier. I'm not saying I always do it. If I'm in a hurry, I'll stand. But if I've got nothing but time on my hands and I just want to hide from my family for a little bit, I'll pee sitting down. I don't give a what. I'm 40 years old. You think I give a crap? You people, you're not a real man. Yeah, I've had 2 kids. I've been married for 15 years. I'm fine. I'm fine in my manhood. I can sit down and pee. The only problem is sometimes, some things hit the water. That's not true. No,
get older and older.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Actually, sometimes the problem is it's cold in my bathroom, and so things are, and then the pee goes straight out. And hi, everybody. Thanks. We have literally 11 people in here right now on Facebook and YouTube. That's how many we have right now. This isn't going great. That's okay. I think if we did this every Friday night, maybe we'd start building up I
doubt it.
That's how you got to do things. You just got to be consistent.
That is
Let me
true.
ask you something. How successful are you being not being consistent?
True.
Yeah.
Fast food in America has taught us that you don't have to be good. You have to be consistent.
Right. Yes. That's a great point. Just to answer some questions here, Travis said, John, are you balding? Is that why you wear a hat a lot of the time? Don't worry, I'm not judging you. It's not that I'm bald. I guess a little bit,
It's been
but
the same
not.
amount of balding.
It's about
for a
the
long
same as I
time.
was back in Kansas City. Like I kind of peaked out at like 35. Like I have a little bald spot, a little not a spot, just thinning up there, and then at the temples. I wear a hat most of the time because I wake up at 3:00 in the morning. I don't want to stand in the bathroom and go, does this look good so I can go into my radio job looking good? No, I can just slap a hat on my head and then call it a day. That's all I'm doing. That's it. That's it. It looks fine. That's it for the rest of the day.
No, I understand.
It's down on Facebook. How are we down on Facebook? What are you talking about? Feed is up on YouTube, but down on Facebook, Angel says.
You're doing it wrong.
How is that? It says it's on.
I don't tell you, man. You're doing it wrong.
It says it's online. No, it's online.
Okay.
I think he's mistaken.
I don't know.
I need to update this title. What's the longest Tim you've gone without sleep? Was the question I asked. We'll get back to reviews here.
With or without drugs?
Great point. Great point. I see it on Facebook. A lot of people are saying. So yeah, I did shut it down on my personal page. So if Angel was watching on my personal page, maybe that's what happened. Okay, so back to this. Angel posted this. Peas. Taste the penis. The what? That's the baby.
Penis.
The Mandalorian baby.
The essence.
Yeah.
The essence of it.
The penis. I mean, how else would you describe the rich, gritty flavor that exists within a nice
pea,
warm pea?
Wait, I don't like it when you say it.
Penis.
No, when you say warm pea, I don't like that.
Oh,
that's not.
Man, don't you wish? Speaking of pea, let's just go back to pea talk with John and Rob. Don't you wish that there was a way you could make your pee warmer when it comes out?
No,
not like piping hot, but like warm, like on a cold day.
People that go to the doctor for that. Like all the time.
I guess there is a way you could just have sex with prostitutes.
It burns when I pee.
Eddie
Murphy? No, fires shoot out my dick.
All right, next one. We're reviewing memes on the podcast listeners group. Always check the kids' Halloween candy, it says. And then you open the thing, and the note says, we've been trying to reach you regarding your car's extended warranty. Yeah.
Those are funny.
Can I be honest with you? I actually, for a very long time, was just not doing recalls on my car. Like, I would get the notice and go, I don't care.
Whatever.
Like, and it's not that I didn't think it was
into flames
important, right? No, literally, when I had that Volkswagen, there was a recall. Guys, listen to me. There was a recall for the airbags on the Volkswagen, and I was like, airbags? Pfft, I'm not going to be using those. I put a spike in the middle of the steering wheel. Make sure I'm not getting into an accident and just getting hurt. I want to die. So I let it go and I didn't think about it. And then I heard a news story about somebody who drove a Volkswagen, same year and model as me. They got into an accident, their airbag deployed, and shrapnel blew into their face. And they were deaf and blind from the airbag. And I went, I'm getting that recall. I'm getting that recall.
Wow.
Still didn't get the recall. Still didn't do it.
Still didn't do it.
I still didn't do it.
That fucking lazy.
Yeah.
That's bad.
I know. I'm the worst.
It is bad.
The Jetta. No, it was a Volkswagen Passat. Is what
Remember,
it is.
there was some stupid movie I saw with what's the guy, the island boy from Saturday Night Live, the one that wanted to be Jimmy Fallon. That did the songs.
Oh, Andy Samberg.
And Andy Samberg. He was in a movie where it was like a Groundhog's Day thing, right?
Yeah. Palm Springs or something like that.
Yeah,
it was good.
And it turned out not to be a bad movie at all, actually. I went into it just going, "Fuck you and your Groundhog ripoff." Fucking, I was like, "Oh, that was pretty good,
Yeah.
actually."
I mean, I'm getting a little bit tired of the Groundhog Day movies.
Yeah,
Like
me
it's
too.
it's
But
like
it
Groundhog
was
Day if it was a horror movie. It's like Groundhog Day if
right.
it was a romantic comedy. Well,
Yeah.
Groundhog Day was a romantic comedy, so I don't even know what you're trying to pull.
But in this case, there was a scene where he talks about, yeah, if you die, then you wake up the next day. He said, but if you don't die, he said, there's nothing worse than dying slowly in a hospital. Trust me, I've done it. And they're like driving in the car, and she's like, really? We're just, and he goes, yeah. And he's like taking off his seatbelt and shit.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So the next meme is this guy plays the same character in every movie, or it's on every movie. I don't know. And it's this guy Hector. And Rod, you can't see it because I don't know what I'm doing. But imagine a guy who's played Hector in a movie. Yep, him. There you go. The next one is you know the store Menards.
Yeah, Menards.
This one says what a pirate says when he gets kicked in the nuts. Menards.
When we were still at the station,
yeah,
when they first started doing those commercials, Jay, our buddy Jay Edwards, had to read the spots, and it was traffic today brought to you by Menards.
Menards, yeah,
in,
I know.
Belton and blah blah blah. And it's Jay, and he's great, and we would giggle our asses off, and he was like, "What is so funny?" And we're like, every time you say it, all I can think of is, "Oh, Menards." And so one day I'm listening, and Jay's like, traffic today brought to you by Menards. And I lost my shit.
My favorite was when the weather was brought to you by Menards, and it was always like, it's going to be very hot and sticky out today. High of 69. Do you remember who was the weather girl that we had there? She didn't work at KMBZ. She was
Jennifer
Naramore. She couldn't say 60.
Yeah.
Remember?
60.
She would say 6G.
6G. Every time.
It was the cutest speech impediment. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I didn't either.
I didn't know you could have that. But anyway, Menards, you and I used to joke about that all the time, though. Save big money at Menards. Yeah. Hey, Menards, everything's coming out. Everything's coming out of Menards. Everything's got to go. Menards is full.
From Menards.
It's a clearance. Everything needs to go. It's a fire sale at Menards.
Menards.
Ever since I slept with your mom. All right, next one. Scientists about to name new fish. I'll call you the spike fish because you're tapered like a spike. Fish bites. I don't know. I didn't get it. Moving on. Oh, this is good. It's a guy holding a shower curtain. Again, I'm describing these for Rod because he can't see them.
Yeah, this is silly.
A guy holding a shower curtain saying, "Me, these edibles ain't shit." 20 minutes later on the train to work. So he's
I love that.
Thinks he's on the train.
I do know that one. It's funny. Yeah, but he's actually in the bathroom holding the shower rod. My favorite one of those is a guy that said, I took mushrooms, and luckily I didn't embarrass myself in public, but they did give me horrible diarrhea. And now I'm sitting here in the bathroom alone, shitting myself, taking a shit. And it shows a guy in the middle of the street with his pants off, and there's like traffic and stuff going around, and he's like squatted down in the middle of the street taking a deuce. And but the caption is, "I'm sitting here home alone in the bathroom taking a shit." Anyways, it was very funny.
Yeah.
But if you can't see it, it's not so funny. It's
I'm
hard to
sorry.
explain.
Yeah, I thought this would be.
I know.
I thought it'd be fun. I really did.
See,
what do I know?
It doesn't really work that way, does
Nothing.
it? No, it doesn't.
No.
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 Well, thanks for logging into this, everybody.
I'm sure everybody. One of the funniest things in the movie Wolf of Wall Street is when they fucking are taking the old Quaaludes and they won't kick in, and they keep taking them, and then he's on the phone and it's like he has a stroke and he just goes fucking whoa, and they all kick in at once. Everybody who's done some sort of illicit fucking especially hallucinogenic kind of drug, because it takes a while for that shit to kick in, it's got to get through your system. And so yeah, I think everybody's had that experience where they're like, these ain't shit, man. It's like, well, here, take some more. And then you're like, this sucks. And then you're like,
Hold on. I'm going to do something real quick, see if I can share this stream to something else. Hey, how is your walking going? You've started walking with your dog every day.
Yes.
That's like a big thing for you.
It is. It is.
Are you like adding time onto your walk with your dog? Are you getting better at it? You getting worse?
Yeah. Well, first couple times we just kind of went, around the block, like really short block, and we both got back kind of winded. And in fairness, the dog, I've had to adjust his I don't know, his little harness thing twice now because he keeps losing weight on me, And we got up to about 2 miles now, so it's like on the on your Google Maps. I don't know if you know this or not, but everybody who has Google Maps on their phone, unless you've gone through it and turned off all kinds of crazy shit and make it don't work very well,
yeah,
then you can go into your like saved, and then you go to the timeline, and it will tell you where you went every day.
Yep.
Walking, driving.
Yeah, you know what's sad?
Or not.
What's sad is when you look at that, because I've done that. You look at it and go, this thing's broken. Why is it broken? It says I go the same way every. That can't be right. I don't spend 15 hours at my house, go to work, then go right back home every day with an occasional stop at a fast food place, maybe. That can't be right. My life can't be this pathetic. It can be. And it usually is.
Yes, it can be.
Yes, it can.
It can be indeed.
Yeah.
No, it's funny because like I said, the when we first started going and taking the dog for a walk and stuff.
Hold on. Can I just throw something in? Because Cody Akins at AkinsPCRepair.com just messaged. He said, I did a 100 milligram gummy at Sturgis last August, and I thought I was going to die. 100 milligrams?
I did 100 milligrams one time, and nothing happened.
That tracks for you, but not for most people. 100 milligrams? Like the most.
They fucking don't work. For me, they don't work. Edibles don't work. I did meet a dude who was really cool guy, and we were talking about it, and he was like, oh, no, I had the same problem. He said, the thing is, you got to take like 400 milligrams. I was like, I'm not fucking doing that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to eat 400 milligrams and wait and see what happens. I ate 100. And it was, I say that, I think it was 95 or something. It was this really cool guy gave me a roll up, like a fruit roll up thing. And it was like a really long one. And it was like 95 milligrams. And you're supposed to like take a little at a time,
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it, dude. And I just ate the whole thing. And yeah, nothing.
Christine says, Rod, that was a piece of rope.
Maybe.
That was a piece of rope, Rod. She says that was a piece of rope. You were just too high to notice.
That's not entirely impossible.
So
I read a thing though one time that it's just one of those deals. Different people have different reactions to different things, and your body processes things in different ways. And for some people, shit hits them quicker, takes more, whatever, tolerance, size, all these different things taken into account. But there comes a point where like your liver or your pancreas or whatever does it differently than somebody else's, in the sense that it doesn't affect you the same way.
Yeah.
Just like, two people take friggin' Xanax, or two people take, Prozac or whatever it is, and they're affected in different ways, Yeah. That's why there's all those crazy warnings about side effects and things. My doctor told me, it's like, you have to change medication. And it's like, well, what are the side effects? Like, well, this one, it has side effects of weight loss, and it has side effects of not sleeping as much. So I'm like, so you're giving me meth?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, but it's, for some people, it's a side effect. And I'm like, well, I'm getting fatter and sleeping more, so sure, let's try that.
Yeah.
I'll trade that. That's a decent side effect.
It's funny. I take pot. It's weird because I don't smoke pot. Well, I was talking about this the other day.
I take
What do you
pot.
use to describe it? Because I don't smoke pot. I it helps me sleep, so I like 3 or 4 times a week take about 15 milligrams of I have gummies. I have this Nutella spread, which is awesome. And I have like
It's like a spread, really.
Yeah, it's like a spread. And then I have like a spray you can put in your drinks. So if I have a beer and then some of my weed juice in there, oh, it's amazing. It's so good. But I don't know what to call it. Like, because it seems stupid saying I take weed. I did a weed the other night, guys. I married marijuana. I don't know what to call it.
Weed.
Yeah. I'm in the weeds on this. I don't know what to call it because it sounds so stupid.
It does. You would not say I did.
But that's what I'm doing. I did THC.
Because
that sounds a
you're
little
right,
cool.
Because I smoke pot. Like I get pipe and weed and the little jar.
Michael says just say you got high. Yeah, but I don't get high though. This is a problem I have. I don't get high. I get sleepy.
This is why I've always said that you personally cannot do psychedelic drugs.
I've tried.
Because
it's not for
other
lack of
people
trying.
can, but you can't relax enough to do them.
You're
too concerned about what to call it.
What is this doing to me?
You have to get drunk to be able to relax enough to
get
enjoy being high.
Yes, we discussed that. We discussed that on a podcast, I think. You know, my favorite person to get high with, though, is Abraham Lincoln. If you do enough of this sprit stuff that I have, he shows up. He's like, hey, John. Oh, 7 years ago, dude. Whoa.
Your weed's better than mine.
Wouldn't you love, though, to time travel and like go back in time? I know this is such a Cheech and Chong, like such a lame idea. But just think of if you could go back in time and get high with anybody.
What's his fucking name? The big heavy guy who passed away, who was really, really funny.
Orson Welles.
No. The other one.
Fatty Arbuckle.
Richie. No. What was his name?
Chris Farley.
Big heavy guy. No, it was a stand-up
John
comedian,
Belushi.
And he does a bit about smoking weed with Jesus.
Nope. No idea who you're talking about. Ralphie May.
Ralphie May.
He had a bit about smoking Jesus with weed. Yeah.
Smoking Jesus with what? Yeah, that's what it was.
Sure.
And it was a very funny bit. Ralphie May. But I don't know. I'd smoke weed with Abraham. I want to smoke weed with.
I totally would smoke weed with Abraham Lincoln. Dude needed something to take the edge off. He's got that crazy wife. His kids are dying like every other year. He's got a child dying in his arms, and then the Civil War. Oh man, I would totally smoke weed with Lincoln. Just would love to see what that dude was like high.
Do you think it's true that the song Brown Sugar was written about Thomas Jefferson?
No.
Are you sure?
Chris says Abraham Lincoln is just Rod with a jaunty hat. That's yeah.
Ooh.
Right.
Name
a president that you would like to smoke pot with, people.
A president?
Yeah.
Supposedly, Willie Nelson smoked weed on the White House.
Yes, roof. On the White House. During the Carter days.
On the roof of the White House with Carter.
Yeah. Not with Carter. It's just Carter invited him there.
They think it was Billy Carter, the brother.
Oh, probably.
That he smoked weed with on the roof of the White House.
Billy Carter's the Jackson Mahomes of the Carters. Michael says Nixon every day of the week. Dude, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to smoke pot with Nixon. Because he'd be getting paranoid. Yeah, he was paranoid enough.
It wouldn't be,
excuse me for a minute because I need to let James in, and that's going to mess everything up.
It's going to fuck everything up.
Maybe. Yeah, it did. Hi, everybody. Hey, James.
Hello.
We're already streaming, so...
I'm aware. We're going to start around 5. Talk amongst yourselves.
So, anyways,
Because I showed up. That's why.
That's why. I mean, it was, but it wasn't.
No, don't get me wrong, James. I would love to blame you for that, but it wasn't actually your fault.
I mean, you know.
Hey, James.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
Don't,
Hey, James.
Don't do that.
James,
Don't.
look at me.
Don't.
James, look at me.
Don't.
That shit,
Uh-uh.
not your fault.
Fuck you, man.
No,
Don't do that.
Look, it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Don't fuck with me, Sean.
It's not your fault.
Not you, Sean.
It's not your fault.
Not you, Sean. Don't do this to me,
It's
Sean.
not your fault. It's not your fault. I want a Goodwill Hunting musical
No.
because I want there to be a song called "It's Not Your Fault."
I'm tired. I'm tired of movie musicals. When I found out there was a Heathers musical, I'm like, no, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done with the movie. I agree. There's a Mean Girls musical. Have any of them been really good? Like I went to see the Wedding Singer musical. Have you guys ever seen the Wedding Singer musical?
You know what? Yes,
seen Les
I fucking
Miserables.
have.
Yeah.
Yes, I fucking
That's
have
it.
seen the Wedding Singer musical.
Yeah.
Because of course I have. Have you met my wife?
Yeah.
You know the only one that was good? There were two. And one of them was the producers and the other one was fucking Spam-A-Lot. That's it.
What's the craziness of the producers is this. It was a Mel Brooks movie that he then made into a Broadway musical that they then made into a movie musical.
Okay,
Yeah.
but here's the extra wrinkle. It's a movie about making a musical.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. So there's a music. Oh my God.
Made into a musical about a musical of a movie about people trying to make a musical. And then there was a movie version of the musical of the movie people trying to make a musical.
Chris wants to see your new puppy, James.
Oh.
Springtime for Hitler.
Hitler and Germany.
God, that movie was great.
There he
The
is.
musical was good.
There's the puppy bups.
No.
Look at that puppy. Wow, that really retained the viewers. Keep holding the puppy up. I'm just gonna go to break. I'm just leaving. You. Hey James, you sit down to pee. Rod and I were talking about that earlier. Not about you specifically. I was just saying in general. I sit down to pee, and I'm at the point in my life now where I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't care if I'm judged as less of a man because I will sit down to pee. Not all the time, but if I have the time.
Here's the thing.
If I'm multitasking,
Yeah.
or if I'm trying to pee surreptitiously.
Surreptitiously?
Yeah.
Who are you trying to... What is your... When your pee hits the... Is your pee especially loud?
It can be.
Well, you just aim for the lip, man.
I piss like a freight train. No, here's the thing.
It's a hissing sound. There's a chugging somewhere.
The bathroom shakes and rattles.
Steam coming out.
It falls off the walls.
There's a conductor
the third
yelling, "All aboard!"
Don't touch the third rail. Don't touch the third rail.
Paul says only at night, so I don't have to turn the light on. Yeah, sure, Paul.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Honestly, so of course, the older I get, you can determine your age, I found, by how many times you get up in the middle of the night to take a piss. So like if you wake up in the morning and you got to piss so bad that you can hardly set up, then you're a young man.
Yeah.
Right. But the older you get, the more often you have to get up and take a piss in the middle of the night. And at that point that you're fucking zombie fucking staggering into the bathroom at like 4 o'clock in the morning to take a piss.
Yeah.
Then yeah, you just sit down, take your piss, because chances are you're doing it at attention anyways.
Right.
And then
there's
you
the puppy.
turn and walk back and you're like, I'm out.
Things start to get slow, James. I'm just gonna go, puppy.
Bring the puppy in.
Mm-hmm. Rod has to give a ticket before entering the bathroom. Says Aries. Yeah, I mean, I just, there's so many things now. It's a great thing about getting older, isn't it? The other thing about getting older is just not caring. Like, it's not that I used to quake in fear of what people thought of me because I'm judgmental enough about myself. I don't need to worry about what other people think. But it's just any semblance of that I have now. I'm like, I'm just done. I don't care anymore. Like if it's comfortable, if it feels good, I'm doing it. I just don't care. I've worn the same sweat jacket all week. You know who said anything to me about it? No one.
No one.
No one. Nobody cares.
I do love that though. That if you have a sweatshirt, like just a regular sweatshirt,
Yeah,
and you wear it more than like 2 days in a row, like, come on, dude. If you have a hoodie, a zip-up hoodie, and you wear that fucking thing every day and never wash it,
yeah.
no one ever cares or says shit.
Nobody. No, they like that's his life now. That's his journey.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
That's treading the line between a general garment and a jacket.
Yeah.
And a jacket is outerwear, and outerwear you don't need to clean as often.
Right. I like the dry cleaner-esque expert knowledge that James is bringing to this conversation. It's good.
Outerwear.
Yeah, outerwear.
Well, it's all about proper terminology.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Did you guys have anything you want to talk about?
So I, on my commute, listen to terrestrial radio.
Bragger.
Because I'm one of those people.
Well, good job. I'm glad somebody is, listening to terrestrial
it pays
radio.
your bills.
I generally listen to the local sports radio station. And it's not a particularly great morning show, but there's a very, very knowledgeable guy and a lady who's pretty.
Hey, that sounds familiar. Yeah.
So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, she was very clearly not broadcasting from the studio.
Okay.
Monday in particular, it sounded like she was on her telephone, and it sounded terrible. Like, the difference in the audio quality when there's like a telephone interview, but it was like worse than that even.
Yeah.
Right. Like it truly sounded like a phone.
It was bad.
It was almost like she was on a phone headset, and then they put the microphone up to the headset.
Yeah. That was
That's probably what they were doing.
Quality.
They probably had her on speakerphone. They couldn't figure out how to route the speakerphone into the board, so then they just put a microphone next to the speaker. I've seen people do. I've seen it a million times.
I've seen it
done. Yeah.
It sounded so bad.
Yeah.
That I changed the station.
Yeah.
And they may have explained why it was and what was going on. But I wasn't around to hear it, and I was just a little curious. Your point of view on that, and you have just given.
That's exactly what it was. Is she was remote, couldn't connect, so I think that when I was filling in on KMBZ last month, I think they almost literally did that with me because they could not get me on air. It was some weird problem we were having where. Like,
no, it's because their board op doesn't know shit.
No, it's Cats. Don't say that. Cats know shit. He's a good dude.
Who is it? Who was it?
It was Chris Katz.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, it was probably my fault. Lord knows.
Wasn't Chris?
But I was sitting there and I was thinking, I was like,
Jason Katz.
Like, I don't have
Jason Katz, not Chris Katz. That's his dad.
Yeah,
It'd be weird if Chris Katz was running the board. Hey, it's Kansas City's anchorman, Chris Katz, running the board for the midday show on KMBZ. No. Sure.
No, it was his son, Ketzer.
Yeah, Ketzer. Ketzy.
No, I was just like I've not sunk a ton into the gear necessary to record this, and I was like, man,
not hard.
Primarily do it over Zoom, and you do some wizard work in the background there, Jonathan.
I try as best I can.
I was like,
not great.
This sounds
really bad.
Like our show sounds tons better than that did. Like it just sounded so awful. Like, but it sounds so bad that I'm like, I'm just gonna change the station.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is bad.
I'm gonna listen to NPR.
Oh. I want to talk about this. I love Halloween. Finn.
Why don't you marry it?
That's where I was going with this.
Oh, okay.
I figured out
proposing
how, through like a weird science type of situation, how to take a holiday and make it into a person that I can have sex with.
Now, if Halloween is personified,
Wow, that went weird.
My wife is
Halloween
okay with it.
personified,
She said because it's not a real person, it's just a holiday.
Is Halloween personified going to have a different sexy costume every day?
It's
this
actually a
involve putting
different sexy costume every second. It's just like this revolving kind of,
Does it have
mechanism where it's
slideshow?
just constantly going through sexy outfits. Sexy,
is there
sexy,
any-
sexy.
Is there any point that you actually put a pumpkin in a microwave? It is, isn't
In the
it?
weird
And then
science
there's
way.
a whole-
What I did
Yeah.
was I took my Tesla and I, from the battery of it, I took 2 cathodes and diodes and I crammed them into a gourd, which we just have laying around here in New England.
A gourd.
And started the car and started my heart on a journey.
Jonathan, you can't be playing gourd like that.
Oh man, thank you for sticking around, everybody. So I love Halloween. Finn is dressed up like Mario for Halloween. He refuses to take the costume off, and I think the mustache is actually glued onto his face, so I don't know that's going anywhere.
It's a me, Mom.
It's a me, Mario. First of all, that kid is adopted.
You've floated this theory recently.
He is. I saw
I'm
him
not
born,
buying
and then they took him away, and then they brought back another kid.
it.
That's not my kid. I guess adopted isn't the right word. Switched at birth is maybe more appropriate because he was everywhere he went. People were like, "Oh, Mario." He's like, "Yeah, it's a me, Mario." He's like showing off for people. He's dancing, talking to people, being friendly. It's weird. I don't know where he gets that from. He's sure as hell didn't get it from his mother. Didn't get it from me. But I love Halloween because Halloween literally teaches kids or unteaches kids everything we try to teach them otherwise.
Right, about talking to strangers.
Talking to
and taking
strangers.
candy and-
Sure, do that. Take candy from strangers. Absolutely. Go knock on people's houses in the middle of the night. Why
Right,
not?
people you don't know.
Cross
Well,
the
not in the middle
street.
of the night.
Cross the street. Sure. Why not? Without your parents, why not? Oh, and on top of everything, you have a little mask on your face with tiny little dime-sized slits that you're looking out of. So, just upping the
Cut
ante.
your lips.
Right.
Little
You gotta be
slice that
careful.
cuts your lips while you try to breathe.
Yeah,
You gotta be careful in the middle of the night because that's when Billy Joel goes to walking in his sleep.
that's true. Yeah.
I love Halloween. I miss it. I do. I loved it as a kid. And I was really kind of sad for Roman because last year I saw this like realization that, I'm enjoying this, but I'm kind of too old for it kind of thing for him. You know what I mean?
Henry's like that
He was
too.
12, and he was like, So this year I was like, I don't know what's going to happen and everything. And so he hits me up yesterday, in fact. He was like, hey, you got to make a zombie costume for me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, I do. And he's like, yeah, you got to make a zombie costume for me. And I'm going to go trick or treat with my friends and we're going to, go hang out. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That's a passage thing. All right. Very cool. So now you're at this age. And he's like, yeah. So you're going to like follow us around in the car and stuff. And I was like, no, why would I do that?
Mm.
And he's like, well, isn't that what you do? And I was like, well, and also just have to. No, man, I'll just drop your ass off and let me know when to pick you up. Just go crazy, man. You're 13. Don't fuck with little kids and shit. Just do what you go out there. He said something joking around about, which is kind of funny because my little brother Russ, his family owned the gym for a long time, and then COVID kind of fucked all that up.
Oh,
But
that sucks.
he owned the American Ninja gym, and
Oops.
his kids grew up there, and their kids are awesome kids. And the twins are like 8 or 9 now or something like that. And so anyways, Roman's like 13, and he said something. I was like, so we don't run around and like try to steal candy from little kids. And I'm like, why would you do that? I was like, can you imagine how pissed you would be if somebody tried to steal candy from the twins? And Roman looks at me and goes, man, I feel sorry for the person that tried to steal candy from those two.
They're raised by 2 American Ninja Warrior contestants.
They fucking beat the shit
Yeah.
out of it. My brother was in, MMA and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, Okay, you're right. Bad example.
Yeah,
but
right. That's like it's like, oh, you know, the kid is guarded by 15 pit bulls, but I really worry about him
Yeah.
sometimes. Speaking of Halloween, I just want to make. I think this is gonna make Rod angry, but I'm not sure. I like it when I don't know. Okay. So, you know, I've mentioned this before. We have a segment on my show called Group Therapy. When I was in Kansas City, we used to have a thing called John Jury. It's kind of the same thing. This person just wants to know: are they right? Are they wrong? Are they a good person or a bad person? You guys let us know. This is from Trisha, who says, I live in a really good neighborhood. It's not the richest in the area, but fairly affluent. My problem is this. On Halloween, I notice a lot of people who come to my door for candy do not live around here. I know everyone on our block and most of the people in the general area from walking my dog. And these people, I'm glad she's using people and not like people in quotes because I feel like she wants to do that. People don't live here. And I also know they don't live near me because a lot of the kids are driven here by parents in cars that aren't very nice or new. So my problem is, don't you think it's wrong to go to someone else's neighborhood to trick or treat?
New England sucks, doesn't it?
I'm not saying I hate poor people or anything. But I'm not saying it.
People.
But I am saying that people should stick to their own neighborhoods. Anyway, just wanted to see what you guys think. Love the show. That's from Trisha.
Aww.
So,
Trisha's a bitch.
Here's the thing. Is she right or is she wrong? Oh man. It's impossible to say she's right because she's obviously
She's not right.
Right.
But I get
there are dog whistles in that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These people, they're not exactly right. You know what I mean? When they come here.
They don't belong.
Sometimes it's a little hard to see some of them.
I understand where this. Okay, she's a bitch. Okay?
Yes.
And she's wrong, and I can't stand her.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna be in the spirit of the friggin' holiday and you're gonna participate and have fun, then the point is it doesn't matter who comes to your door.
Yeah.
Just
if you don't want to hand out candy,
right.
shut your fucking lights up.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't participate.
Well, and she followed this up, by the way. She said, I'm contemplating not or asking them where they live before I give them their candy. I'm contemplating not giving candy to kids who don't live in the neighborhood.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
You either do it or you don't.
So this is Joe Biden's America. I need a trick-or-treat passport now. Sorry. That was
All right, stop that.
Okay,
The point is
Oh God. Yes, Rod, you were saying?
Like I said, if you're going to participate, you participate. You don't care. There are neighborhoods around here that, I mean, I shit you not, it's like a damn Lollapalooza. There are so many kids that all go to this neighborhood, and the people that are there love it. And their houses are crazy decorated, and they give out full-size bars, and they're like proud of the fact that this is where people bring
this is where people right. Wouldn't you want to be known as the house that people want to go to? No, not for her. And I don't think she ever considered that maybe the kids that are coming there because they can't trick or treat in their own neighborhood. Like nobody's doing it. Nobody's putting out candy for them.
I live here in beautiful crime-free Grandview, and I love my neighborhood. It's very quiet. I take my dog out as late as midnight and shit. The only reason I don't go out later than that is because I figure I just look suspicious because I'm, a big fat guy walking a dog, listening to, George Clinton and shit. The point is, we went out one year, Roman and I, when he was little, and did our own neighborhood like you would do, and we walked our asses off because there was only a few houses on each block that were participating, which is fine, but it just meant you had to walk a whole lot farther. We went over to a few different friends' house on different, Halloweens, and did their neighborhoods with them and their kids, and it was like every house, was participating. So
Right.
yeah, it kind of sucked around here, and we still had fun. And but yeah, I think it's cool that Roman's finally at that age where he gets to go with his friends, and I can literally be like, all right, don't come
Leave
back
him
till
alone,
November, just go. Yeah.
So
Have
yeah,
fun.
I mean, we went to the nice neighborhoods of trick or treat. We, Lake Forest, James.
Oh.
It was the nearest subdivision near me. I know
Okay.
one very near you in the town we grew up in. But we used to go there, and you know what? If you trick or treat in the nicer neighborhoods, you've earned that candy because the houses are spaced so far apart. They're so far apart. Like in my neighborhood growing up, there was a house every like 20 feet.
I'm
Like,
telling
you
you,
just keep
like,
hitting
we
them.
went here
These people are landed gentry. You have to go from one estate to the other.
in like what is it, Raymore and Peculiar, these southern suburbs out here. We went out there with my brother and his kids because that's where they live,
Sure.
and there were houses that had a line, like literally waiting in a line to go to the door, and the people were all happy and it was the coolest thing. It was great. And yeah, the people were just in their cars letting their kids run because they're safe, and they're and it was fantastic. Why would you be a bitch and be like, you don't live here,
Yeah, you're not from
you
around
don't get
here,
any
are ya?
candy, your parents don't make enough
Excuse me?
money?
Where do you live?
Yeah.
That's such bullshit.
Oh, and it's weird. I wonder what kind of kid she's going to be asking that, by the way. A lot of people said, T-Bombs 85 on YouTube said, judging someone's social economic status by the car they drive, I make six figures and drive a 2010 Suburban with almost 200,000 miles. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. There are a lot of people that who's the guy with the radio show that tells everybody how to spend money?
Yeah, Dave Ramsey.
He tells everybody never buy a new car.
Never buy a new car.
Why would you?
They depreciate as soon as you drive them off the lot.
Right, just buy a used car.
Ari
drive
said
it.
she's wrong on it. We used to
Tires
go to my
fall.
aunt's neighborhood since mine had only 8 houses. Here's the thing I think about it. If you are sitting in your house contemplating whether or not you should give candy to certain children that come to your door versus other children, you need to take a long, hard look in the mirror and think, what went wrong in my life that made me such a despicable... I mean, because this is literally like Grinch-like behavior. There's no Halloween Grinch, but there could be. In fact, maybe I'll manufacture one, and then make my Halloween wife fight. If you just came in, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. That's about it, though.
Grinch.
Using the
No,
powers
I
of
like-
science
I
has
like
turned
Halloween
Halloween
Grinch.
into a woman.
That's the people that give
That-
out
that I'm
fucking
gonna marry.
floss.
What, Rod?
Halloween Grinch is the people that give out floss.
Halloween Grinch are the people that give out anything except candy.
Right.
You know, we did trick or treating at.
Did you ever get those people in the neighborhood that give out pennies?
Yeah,
Did you just give me 4 fucking pennies? Fuck out of here.
What? This one
The
has
fuck is
sticky.
4 pennies.
Dude,
bitch?
this one's green and this one's stuck to a nickel. Did you just dig through your goddamn cup holder in your car?
Is this off the dash?
Yeah. I don't remember. Oh, we took
Sticky
Finn up
console
to trick or
tape.
treat in downtown Lexington up here because it's actually a really cool little town center. Like there's like I don't know,
Yeah.
50 shops and stuff like that, and it's like a real main street. It's awesome.
Belton does that shit on their main street. They got a really nice one that's being like people are moving new businesses in there and shit, and it's
Yeah.
like a really cool little area now. Yeah,
Where's
it's starting
that?
To be
I missed it.
in Belton.
Belton? Oh, Belton's so
Yeah, where
nice.
Tabitha teaches. Yeah,
Especially this time of year. So we took him up there, and everybody was giving out candy. Everybody was having a good time. It's great, but there were a couple places because the whole thing is like, hey, we're this shop. Maybe we're nice to your kid. Maybe you come and shop here. But there were a couple places who I don't think were getting it, like the library that was handing out bookmarks, which I can't even begin to tell you. Can you guys think of why that might be a terrible idea in 2021? Just not an idea that makes a lot of sense.
For many.
I mean,
many
I get that
reasons.
you're a library, and Lord knows
And
I make my money being.
I know kids still go to the library. Roman and Tabitha used to go like once a week, and I always encouraged Roman to read and would ask him what he's reading and stuff. And you know, he read a bunch of Captain Underpants and things growing up. And I love all that shit. But yeah, no, it's stupid. It's a dumb thing. It just is.
Because first of all, even if you read physical books, still, which fine, maybe kids do. I don't know.
Just let it be Halloween. Let the kids roam. Let them fucking get candy.
Nobody needs a
Fight
bookmark.
over it.
Have you ever needed a bookmark? Ever in your life needed one? Were you like, God damn it, I have no idea where I left off in that book because I didn't have a sliver of cardboard or corrugated paper or laminated paper that I could cram in there. I mean, I guess I could have dog-eared the page, or I could have found anything else to put in there. Literally anything.
An envelope, anything.
Any flat thing. Yeah.
What? My dog is about annoying me.
Yeah,
Stop it.
We should have puppy.
Hi.
We should just have our dogs sit in for us as like avatars of us. My dog, your dog, James's dog. Just having a chat. Just looking at each other. I wish I could smell your ass.
I gave my dog ice cream today for the first time ever. Okay, so wait a minute. First of all, I got to tell you this. Roman and I go, and we had to go to get the, what do you call it? Dye, because he came to me saying, you got to make zombie clothes for me, so I can go trick-or-treating as a zombie. I'm like, okay, fine, which means they're not going to go trick-or-treating. They're going to go run around trying to chase girls and shit, and that's what you do at 13. So the point is, we went and got the little dye, the clothes dye, because you got to spray the colors on there to make the zombie clothes.
Yeah.
And so when we were coming back, I stopped. I was like, I got to get some soda and shit at the dollar store. So I went in the dollar store and I gave Roman $10. And I go over there to the friggin' Dairy Queen in the parking lot and get us some ice creams for, for after this, blah, blah, blah. So the point is, I go in there. He goes and gets the ice creams. We always get the same thing. We always go together to the Dairy Queen. And we always get the medium little Blizzard, right? And I get the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Blizzard, and he gets the Oreo Blizzard every fucking time. Like, there's no difference, right?
Okay.
So he comes back and he hands me mine. I'm like, what the hell did you give me? I was like, there's like color in there. And he goes, well, yeah, it's the Reese's Pieces. I was like, what did you get me? He said, I got your Reese's Pieces. And I was like, why did you give me Reese's Pieces? And he's like, that's what you always get. I'm like, dude, since the beginning of time, since they opened this fucking Dairy Queen by our house and we started going there, I always get the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Why would I get Reese's? He's like, it's the same thing. I'm like, it's not the fucking same thing. And so we had this huge argument. I'm like, it's peanut butter in a candy shell, right? That is Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
This is peanut butter in chocolate. Peanut butter and chocolate. There's no chocolate in Reese's Pieces. Like, yeah, there is. It's chocolate in the shell. I'm like, it's not in the shell. There's no chocolate. And we had this huge argument.
The shell does have chocolate in it.
No, it fucking does
Yes, it
not.
fucking does.
Wikipedia that shit, bitch.
I'm not looking anything up. You know what? I need to look up my tongue that tells me when I taste chocolate.
It's not. There's not chocolate in a Reese's Pieces.
Peanut butter M&Ms are what Reese's Pieces wish they were, says T-Bomb. All right, on that note.
So the point is, no, not on that note.
No, I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with this.
My son and I are literally in the car yelling at each other over whether or not Reese's Pieces have chocolate in them, and Reese's Peanut Butter Cups do, of course. Reese's Pieces do not. It's just a candy shell around the peanut butter. Even when you look it up on the internets, it says there is no chocolate in a Reese's Pieces. And so we had this big argument after the thing, and we were laughing at each other and giving each other shit. So by the time all this was over, my ice cream's like half melted. I'm like, I'm not eating it. I'm pissed. Like, I don't want stupid candy shell ice cream. I don't want that. But there's no chocolate in it. It's just vanilla ice cream. So I gave it to the dog. It's just a little bit, and I gave it to the dog. And so my dog's never had ice cream. My dog, you'd have thought like it was the greatest thing in the world. Like I've never seen him so excited.
You gave your dog ice cream and chocolate?
No, because there's no chocolate in it. I was able to give it to the dog.
You gave your dog ice cream and chocolate and peanut butter.
I'm going to kill you. You are lucky that you live 1,000 miles.
Yeah,
away
what are you
from
going
me.
to do? Your threats mean nothing to me, old man.
He's going to mail you a letter worded so strongly.
So strongly.
So strongly.
So strongly.
Yeah, well.
So, anyways, the point is, the dog was hilarious. He was like all fucking tail wagging, excited, and eating ice cream, and like he kept giving him ice cream like brain freeze. And so he'd stop and sneeze and like all freaked out, but then he couldn't stop eating it. So he kept going back to it. It was funny. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. I've never seen an animal torture himself with pleasure so much.
Real quick, just on that note,
there's no chocolate in a fucking Reese's Pieces.
I'm not saying there is. My goodness. I don't know what I've done to provoke such a reaction from you, sir. The closest I came to that is one time I got dog beer. Like it's like beer for dogs.
Oh yeah.
But my dog didn't understand the bubbles. He was just very confused by it. So he would like lick it and go, "Oh God, what was that? Why? Why did that happen to me? Wait. I mean, I want it. I still want it. But why?" And I was like, "That's what like it's like young love. That's what that is. I want that, but it hurts so much."
I had a basset hound for a long time, and he loved beer.
Mm-hmm.
And that dog could smell a stale French fry from 100 yards like 2 weeks after the fact. I mean, that dog was a basset hound. Amazing fucking sense. So anyways, we would have parties, and it was when we were young and in our 20s, and we would have parties, and there'd be a bunch of people at our house sitting around watching TV and stuff. And he would walk around the house, and any beer setting down low, any drink setting down low, he would walk up and sniff. And if it smelled remotely like beer, he knocked it over and drank it as fast as he fucking could before you could pick it up.
And he'd be the one knocking it over.
An ex-girlfriend of mine had an English Mastiff, and he'd put down a beer.
Yeah. Oh, an English Mastiff? He probably ate the bottle afterwards.
I knew I had a friend of mine that had a bloodhound, which is a basset hound with long legs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bloodhounds are awesome.
That dog loved weed, and he would eat. I swear to you, more than once in my life, I was sitting in that house with a joint in my hand, like going to pass it to somebody, and the dog get between us, intercept it, and eat it. Lit, just it's gone. I'm like, oh my God, my hand's wet with dog spit, and the dog's walking away, chomping down a lit joint.
I would love to get high with my dog and then just be like, and I'd be like, oh my God, I can actually understand what you're saying. And he'd be like, I can actually understand what you're saying. Oh my God. Oh my God. Is this because we're high? And it's just we're both hallucinating at the same time.
Your dog would be paranoid, and he would fuck up the mini blind.